say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports for this NBA presentation. I'm Kevin Harlan, excited to share the broadcast table tonight with Greg Anthony and Richard Jefferson. And we'll hear from Allie LaForce on the sideline. A moment now to look at the year-to-year scoring output and how it has been trending for Julius Randle.
And you can see his scoring numbers trending down as time goes on. It's not what you want to see, but maybe it's just time to shift his approach a little and start looking for other ways to get points out there on the floor.
And the starting lineup for the Timberwolves. Up at the forward, it'll be McDaniels and Randle. Rodgers is out there with Anthony Edwards. And it's Reed in at the 5, roaming the paint. And for the Rockets, Smith and Şengün make up the 4 and the 5. The perimeter pair will be Thompson next to Durant. And it's Shepherd in at the 1 spot. So the Rockets win the tip. So, Richard, one of the focuses of tonight's game was strength in the front court.
Yeah, these teams lean on their bigs heavily. Skill and size, it is always a tough combination, and that is no doubt. The confidence that Durant has in his three-point shot is something special. He doesn't doubt his selections at all.
And here's MP for 3. That's in, coming off an assist from Randle.
The real. Come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
Yeah, I love the competitive fire right there. You drain a triple on us, and I'm coming for my revenge.
Here's Shepherd. He had 15 points last outing. Clock at 6. Durant, the pass to Shepherd. Off target with his 3. Randle kicks to MP. Here's the 3. And the Timberwolves hit again from deep.
Gotta contest MP from out there. He is more than capable from 3.
Shepherd, the pass to Smith. On the wing, Thompson. Outside Durant. And finished off by KD.
And one step ahead of the defense with that solid screen.
And then Greg, the monster dunk to finish it off.
Well, great chemistry on display. He understood where to put the screen in order to free up his teammate.
And Richard, you were telling me before the game, you're a big fan of Amen Thompson.
Oh, Amen, he is an elite defender who can guard multiple positions. One of the top athletes in the league, and he is just such an instinctive playmaker.
And here's Thompson, following the three-pointer by MP. And here's Thompson. His scoring has been there on a regular basis. He's averaging more than 14 points a game. The 3 from KD, rebounded by the Timberwolves.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Now, here's MP. 9 points in the game so far.
This man is on fire. His team is winning, and it doesn't get better than that.
And now let's swing it over to Allie LaForce on the sideline.
A bit ago, Ime Udoka and I were able to chat. Coach and I talked about the difficulties playing against Anthony Edwards. He said, quote, usually you worry about his offense, but he's shown the last few years that he's a lockdown defender when he wants to be. That's something that we'll need to factor into our game plan. Ant's defense is now a concern for coaches as well. Back to you.
All right, Allie, thanks. Here's Shepherd. Anthony Edwards making his last shot.
I like the touch from Shepherd, finishing around the rim.
And the Timberwolves with possession. They're on a 13-4 run. The 3 from MP. That's in, coming off an assist from Randle. Randle's got 3 assists tonight.
And this is the game plan for him. He's a big part of their floor spacing.
Yeah, you got to know where he is at all times, especially when he's roaming around the perimeter ready to fire.
Out to Thompson, fires for 3. That one's in, his first shot this game.
Defensively, you have to live with Thompson making those, because if you get up too close at the arc, Amen will blow right by you.
And timeout called by Chris Finch. Coach is going to take a few minutes to regroup and go over the strategy. So the Rockets end up going with a whole new group. Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Rudy Gobert, he's checked in for Reed. Joe Ingles comes in for Julius Randle. Clark, he's checked in for McDaniels. And it's Dante DiVincenzo in for Edwards. Rockets trail by 9. For 3, Van Vliet. And again, it's the Rockets from deep.
And Van Vliet knows sometimes you got to hit him with a quick response.
To the right side. MP outside. And again, Minnesota with the triple.
The defense a step slow, and you can see the result.
Van Vliet against MP. Pass to Adams. There's a Kobe. Shot clock at 6. Here's Eason. That shot misses. Some solid defense from Clark. Minnesota leading by 9. The 3 from MP. Here's Gobert. And Gobert throws it down.
I like their focus coming in. Terrific execution so far.
Couldn't come up with a much better start than this. They just have to keep it going.
And that great replay brought to us by the AT&T Connected Cam. So for the Timberwolves, their last game a win against the Bucks in Milwaukee.
Yeah, those road games are tricky, but they had a good strategy going in and stuck to what they do best.
Yeah, despite the challenges of being away from home, they were able to execute cleanly and look really fresh out there.
Yeah, they've built up this lead 3 points at a time.
We'll see if they can keep this pace. Not sure they can win it by relying on just the 3.
So as we end the first quarter, already a double-digit ball game. Timberwolves lead by 14. And the second quarter will be on the way when we come back. And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. What do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for Minnesota?
They've really been dialed in from deep. This is a team that has a ton of confidence in their outside shooting ability.
And it seems they've also put an emphasis on moving the ball, working to rotate around the defense and find those quality looks.
We've got Alperen Şengün, also Tari Eason out there. Adams is out there with Fred VanVleet. And it's Holiday in a 2-guard. That's the 5 for Houston right now.
He threw that one down. Adams, one of the fiercest competitors in the league.
And Minnesota has possession following the score by Houston. The shot's good from DiVincenzo.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
And Greg, these poised veterans really seem to have triggered a shift for the Rockets.
At the same time, it's going to be Houston's young talent that determines their future. And they've already shown they can make a major impact.
Let's check in now with our Allie LaForce, who's got a story for us. Allie?
Well, there's a resemblance in Alperen Şengün's game. Coach Udoka said he's got a little bit of Joker in him. That's the first thing you'll see. Şengün acknowledged the comparison, adding our passing skills and touch under the rim is similar, but Joker is like monster level. I want to get to that level. Guys, back to you.
He is clearly on the rise. Thank you, Allie. And timeout called by Chris Finch. He made the decision to huddle up with his guys and talk about strategy. Rockets making a change here. Durant's checked in. And a change for the Timberwolves. Edwards is checked in. And guys, hold on now. I'm getting word we have Shams Charania calling in. Shams, what do you have for us?
Thanks. Well, this new three-point era started with Stephen Curry, and it's really in the last decade that we're seeing the long-distance game extend to the center position. You look at the list of recent champions, it seems it's also not a luxury, but a necessity to have a paint presence who can also stretch the floor from deep.
Yeah, certainly a nightmare to contain. All right, Shams, we appreciate the report. Now, DiVincenzo. After the missed three from KD. Outside Conley. Lets it go from deep. And once again off the mark by Minnesota. Here's Van Vliet. And he banks in the layup. And it's 7 points for Fred Van Vliet.
Although he is just 6 feet tall, Van Vliet has no issue going into the land of the Giants.
Stolen by Van Vliet. To the inside. Good on the shot, and that shaves the lead to single digits. Van Vliet's got 6 in the quarter.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
Well, Fred Van Vliet wasn't going to be denied his chance, RJ, at playing in the NBA.
No, he wasn't. Undrafted, yes, but training his whole life for a chance. And when he got it, boy, he did not let up. Ever since he was young, he was getting up at 5:30 every morning to train before school. Usually he's a master in the midi, but not that time.
Here's KD, and then Durant with the dunk.
Super long. KD's arms stretched for days, helping him slam it on the bounce.
Edwards looking it over. To Gobert. Can they get it? And he sinks the layup. And the Timberwolves lead by 8.
At point-blank range, oh, yeah. You're not missing from there.
And so the timeout taken here by Ime Udoka. He's going to take a minute here to get things straightened out. With a big group substitution here. Clint Capella, he's checked in for Adams. Jabari Smith comes in for Şengün. Amen Thompson, he's checked in for Tari Eason. And Shepard subbed in for Fred Van Vliet. Timberwolves also changing it up. Naz Reid, he's checked in for Randall. McDaniels comes in for Dante DiVincenzo. And Rogers subbed in for Mike Conley.
Oh, great ball movement there.
And here's MP. He'll bring it up for the Timberwolves. They've led by as many as 14 points.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
Shepard with the ball. Guarded by Rogers. For 3, Durant. Durant drains it from distance.
Okay, I'm going to tell you something that everyone knows or should know. When Durant turns it on, there is no slowing him down. That's how lethal of a scorer he is in NBA history.
A nice shot by McDaniels.
Assist goes to
Rockets trail by 6. Smith outside. We've got 33 seconds left now here in the second. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot. McDaniels in the post. Durant's there. A nice shot by McDaniels. McDaniels got 6.
He was inside his own head in that first quarter. You could see it. Now he's doing a much better job of letting the game come to him.
Now Durant. He picked up 18 points in the last one against Oklahoma City. 6 to shoot. Capella with a screen on McDaniels. That shot off. MP way outside, and the last second attempt does not go in for him. And so that brings the first half to a close. Timberwolves ahead, leading by 6. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Toyota Center.
Please direct your attention to center court and get ready for the fan half-court shot. Runs, please. They're measuring up the shot. One more time, a round of applause for the...
And welcome to halftime. With the All-Star festivities around the corner, here are the favorites to take part in the dunk contest.
High flyers, every single one. But the truth is, creativity is the special sauce.
And voters can't really judge that without knowing what they're going to see. Competition-level dunks are kept secret. Time now for a closer look at that first half. How about what we're seeing from MP?
He couldn't be more confident, really leading the way, looking to attack every time he gets the basketball.
Plus, you love the way MP can read the defense and find a weakness. That'll do it for our show tonight. Thanks for joining us, and we'll send you back to Kevin Harlan for more hoops action.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. You look at MP in this one, he's been everywhere.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
If they don't change their approach in the second half, let's just say his success will continue.
Timberwolves leading by 6. On the court for Minnesota, the wingmen, Edwards and McDaniel. Randall and Reed holding down the post spots. And it's Rodgers in at the point guard position. Houston's gone to the three-pointer 11 times tonight and nailed 5 of them. Here's Shepherd. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. Thompson's got 3 assists now in this one. Right now, let's take a second to catch up with Allie LaForce on the sideline.
Well, MP in the last matchup against the Bucks played some superb basketball. He ended up with 44 points, and he was locked in from deep. But when hasn't he been? He was locked in all night long. We'll see if that focus carries over into this game. Guys?
Okay, Allie, thanks. You're right. He was a one-man wrecking crew in that one.
Yeah, he was not going to let them lose that game. We'll see if he comes in with that same attitude tonight.
And I'll be interested to see if the opposition looks to double him, because this should open up opportunities for his teammates to get going.
And it's Thompson with the jam.
Tenacious on the attack. Thompson is fantastic at finding lanes to the basket.
Minnesota again turning it over. Let's take this opportunity to show you the teams that have been the best three-point shooting squads over the last 10 games. The Timberwolves, number 1.
The main factor, I think, is the great spacing. That has led to wide-open, long-range shots, and that's why we see the great numbers from the 3.
And it's the Rockets with the ball. They trail by 7. Following this one, they get to host the Pelicans. And that'll be the 4th of this 5-game homestand.
He is a really good athlete. Give Shepherd a launching pad, and he will not turn it down.
Now here's Randall. He's got 5. From another city, A separate zip code. Whoa, MP. Shepard, the pass to KD. And it's Houston with another.
And an excellent start to the second half. Only missed one shot in their first 5.
To the paint, here's Reed. That's in, coming off an assist from Randall. Randall's got 6 assists here tonight.
Oh, coming out hot. 4 out of 4 for the field. Okay.
Now here's Durant. He's got 15. Pass to Şengün. Reed with the defensive effort.
Gotta applaud the defensive effort. It's not easy to stop him getting in the lane like that.
Richard, we know that anytime Alperen Şengün steps on the floor, he's a triple-double threat.
Yeah, he's one of the tallest players to ever have multiple triple-doubles. Şengün is such a great passer, it adds another dimension to their offense.
Outside, KD. Smith outside. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Minnesota leading by 11. And MP gets it to go on the assist from Randall. 34 points for MP.
This gives you an idea of MP's potential. It shows the type of scorer he can become.
For the Rockets, Tari Eason's checked in for Smith. And it's Fred VanVleet in for Shepard. Timberwolves also changing it up. Gobert comes in for Naz Reid. And it's Dante DiVincenzo in for McDaniel. And so the timeout taken here by Ime Udoka. He's going to have a discussion on the sideline.
All right, let's show some love. Everybody right here, right now, for your Blazers.
Let's check out some stats for Thompson. Really been a key contributor over the past month. 3rd in steals, and he's also ranked in the top 10 in blocks per game. No trespassing when he's in the lane.
And it's his lightning-quick hands that have put him in the top 3 in steals. Also his tremendous anticipation. He's constantly all over the basketball. And here's VanVleet from the arc.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
The shot's good from Rogers.
Wow, unconscious has he been this quarter. They're riding that hot hand.
Minnesota foul. Second personal foul.
This is his first free throw of the game.
76% at the stripe for him thus far this season.
And the first one at the line is good.
From G League to a big-time player, VanVleet's journey is nothing short but inspirational.
So for the Rockets, Adams comes in for Şengün. And Dorian Finney-Smith subbed in for Thompson. The Timberwolves also changing it up. Joe Ingles, he's checked in for Randall. And it's Clark in for MP. And so VanVleet nails both of them. Timberwolves on offense. They're on a 12-4 run right now. Outside Edwards. Gobert with a screen for Edwards. And here's DiVincenzo from the arc. Rockets trail by 13. It's time to send it over now to our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Hey, Kevin. The Timberwolves have elite shot creation, but it's finding that balance. Anthony Edwards said, I'm wired to score the ball. I'm going to showcase my game, so it's hard to find that balance of when to pass and when to keep it and try to get going. Sometimes I feel like the right play is me. Guys, back to you.
Fills it up with the best. All right, Allie, as always, we thank you. Now, here's Edwards. following the shot by Kevin Durant. And the basket by Edwards.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flames.
Always plays hard until the final whistle, no matter what the situation is.
3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. There's the pick from downtown. Doesn't go for him. Park against Eason. Near the three-point line, it's Van Vliet. Misses the jumper.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
And B getting it done for Minnesota. We witnessed him delivering a series of three-pointers as he notched 3 total in the quarter. And we'll be back with you shortly. How about a look at today's State Farm assist of the game?
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
A lot of times a spectacular pass is more impressive than a spectacular shot. This is one of those times.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. Adams is out there with Alperen Sengun. Then it's Fred Van Vliet. Then there's Dorian Finney-Smith. And it's Eason in at the 2. That's the 5 for Houston right now. Here is Conley following the basket by Fred Van Vliet. Connects from three-point range.
It's been this way since halftime. Tremendous production from beyond the arc.
In the modern NBA, you have to hit threes to win games, and they've made that adjustment since the break.
Now here's Van Vliet. Another shot. Here's Adams. Banked in off the glass.
They have to put a body on Adams. He's too good of an offensive rebounder to not pay attention.
Pass to Randall. We're just over a minute into this final quarter of play. That shot off the mark. Finney-Smith passes to Eason. Screen by Sengun. 6 on the shot clock. Van Vliet kicks to Finney-Smith. Eason from outside off the mark.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Conley's shot is off.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
Van Vliet against Conley. Van Vliet outside. Minnesota with the rebound.
I thought he had that all sewn up, but somehow the defense just threw him off.
Clark right side. Here's Conley. Unloads. And the excellent defensive pressure does the job. Now Eason. Oh, one-handed.
Flying high and throwing it down with the one hand.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys. And we've got a timeout called from Chris Finch. And clearly an important juncture. He's going to have some choice words with his team. Houston with a big group substitution here. Smith checked in for Adams. Kevin Durant comes in for Dorian Finney-Smith. Amen Thompson, he's checked in for Tari Eason. And Shepard subbed in for Fred VanVleet. Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Naz Reid, he's checked in for Rudy Gobert. McDaniels comes in for Clark. Edwards, he's checked in for Dante DiVincenzo. And Rogers subbed in for Mike Conley. Here is Durant, following the basket by MP. Right side, Kevin Durant. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Anthony Edwards. That's his first foul.
First team foul.
They trail by 14. Finishes inside on the nice dish.
The feet are what made that play happen inside for Shepard.
MP fires. Good. That's another bucket.
Yet again, he's reached 40 points. He's close to having the fourth most 40-point games in a single season.
Well, we've seen it. He's been on fire all season long.
And sometimes you just assume ahead of time Durant's mid-range J is going in. Downright lethal.
Here's MP. And they double up MP. Nails the jumper.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
He's just riding the wave of momentum right now, getting to his spots and keeping things simple on the offensive side.
It misses.
Not quite enough defense. That time around, just lucky he was off.
Fires the three. Trained from outside.
And guys, what we saw here tonight is one side having everything going for them. Huge margin of victory for Minnesota.
Tonight they seem committed to the three-point shot.
That was the bread and butter. Fortunately, they made enough of those, but sometimes it was quantity over quality.
And this will push their record to 39 wins in a good effort tonight.
And once it becomes official, this win gives them a nice confidence boost against this team. They'll face them twice more this season.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for MP.
And he's been a well-oiled machine on offense, keeping things simple on this end, getting the looks that he wanted, knocking them down.
Point game. VanVleet got it to go off the glass.
Maybe they've been going to him a little too much. Now he's having a great game, but his team is losing, and that is all that matters.
Down it goes for three.
And credit the whole team. It was a focused, concerted effort to put this one away.
And it felt like they just flipped the switch to go on that run and seal the game, saving their best basketball for the end. Always smart.
And here's MP. He'll bring it up for the Timberwolves. And another one falls.
And this is an all-time great score, a 50-point performance tonight.
Rally's just cracked the top five, alone in fifth place for the most career 50-point performances.
Second team foul. Substitution on the court.
Eason with it. This is VanVleet. Unloads from 13, and he drains the J. Here's MP. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. And again for three. He's really sniping them from outside.
Locked in, feeling confident in that three-point shot.
And the shot goes in. Here's MP.
Come around.
Jacks up a three. And again, Minnesota with the triple.
And we talk about the importance of versatility. He's really got it all on the offensive end.
And so it's the Timberwolves taking care of business here. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
Now let's go to Jennifer Quintana.
We're here with MP after a strong win. What did you see that you liked?
Guys were setting solid screens, diving for loose balls, and boxing out. We did a nice job on the boards, too, and that's always going to give you a chance. I feel like a few rebounds slipped away from me there, but, that's something I got to work on. So that's just something I'll get better at and come out better next week.
Looking forward to it, MP. Thank you.
Thank you.
Kevin, over to you.
Hey, Jen, thanks so much. And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Richard Jefferson.